Alright, let's be real. Most survival games are either too grindy, too punishing, or just flat out boring after 5 hours. But Enshrouded? That one was a dark horse. It caught me by surprise. It fixed almost everything I hate about the genre, and then surprised me with a fire wand, a glider, and a base I could build in the sky. Yeah, I was not expecting any of this, but I enjoyed every bit of it. And then there's more. But before I go into what Enshrouded has more of, let's talk about what Enshrouded actually is. Enshrouded is a survival action RPG that drops you into the Emberville. It's a post-apocalyptic fantasy world smothered in a deadly fog. You wake up basically naked, start punching trees, and before long, you're gliding off cliffs like a low-budget superhero or a squirrel. Imagine if Valheim, Breath of the Wild, and Skyrim had a chaotic little baby raised in the Shroud. That is what it is. And they did not miss. So unlike most survival games, combat here doesn't feel like an afterthought. You choose a class archetype, mage, rogue, warrior, but you can blend skills and respec anytime. You want to be a fire-slinging tank that blinks across the battlefield? Go for it. Or maybe a rogue with poison bombs and a death wish. Builds are flexible and the freedom feels amazing. You can be as creative as you want. You don't have to be a meta slave. Now let's talk about crafting and building. For those of us that are not as creative, this part is the worst section. Here's what shocked me. The crafting system isn't annoying. You gather materials, summon NPCs like a blacksmith or an alchemist, and those NPCs unlock new gear and upgrades. It actually feels like progression. And the building system, it's Lego blocks meets medieval fantasy. My first base looked like a collapsed Jenga tower. Now it has rooms, lighting, storage, and honestly, I'm very attached to it as if I just bought my first house. I don't plan on leaving it anytime soon, especially because I'm not as creative as other people. So making a new base just kind of scares me a little bit. But hey, that means you can make as many different bases as you want. You can be as creative as you possibly can be. Unlike me. The Shroud is where the game really flips the tone. It's a creeping toxic fog full of elite monsters, cursed loot, and real tension. You're on a timer. It starts off as 5 minutes, but you can slowly build it up as you progress. You only get a few minutes inside before the fog kills you. So every trip becomes a high-risk gamble. It turns every dungeon crawl into a time bomb. It's a stressful, but in a good way kind of thing. It's a unique mechanic that they added, which I personally enjoy because it's not just, oh, it's fog and it's chipping away at my health. So yeah, you can be strategic with it. So now to the burning question most of you might be having. Is this game solo or co-op friendly? And to be honest, you can totally solo this game. I'm actually playing a campaign where I'm living close to the fog or in it as much as I can. So there is a solo aspect and it's fun, but co-op, I'm gonna be honest with you, that's where it turns into unfiltered chaos. Up to 16 players, you're fighting a fog beast, someone's building a fireplace mid-fight, someone else is lost in the woods. It's organized disaster, and I'm honestly here for it. It's some of the most fun I've had in a survival game. When you're with friends, it's just that random chaos because you have no idea what your friend is planning or where they're at. So if you have some friends, pick it up with them and have some chaos together. Now, let's talk about some pros of the game. The flexible builds and real combat variety is a plus. No constant hunger or thirst meters. There are hunger and thirst meters, but it's not as demanding as other games. This smooth base building and crafting, exploration that actually feels rewarding and you progress, gorgeous world design with vertical movement. It's like I'm in a playground. It feels weird. It brings me back to my childhood days. And I actually enjoy it a lot because of that feeling like I'm playing on a playground, because the world becomes my oyster. All right, now let's talk about some cons, and I'll be real with you. There are some cons. There are the bugs that are there. There's the glider physics. Sometimes it's just not for me personally. I find it very irritating at times. Some content gaps in the late game, like it's easy to skip certain things don't matter. I wish they would make things more relevant. It can be less punishing than true survival games, where it can get really easy and you're just really overpowered. Think of yourself as the John Wick of the apocalyptic world. And now for the final verdict of, is Enshrouded worth it or not? And to be honest with you, yes, Enshrouded doesn't try to reinvent the survival genre. It just cuts out the stuff we're all kind of tired of and leaves you with the good parts. It's smooth, smart, and it gave me actual reasons to care about exploring, crafting, and even dying. If you've been burned by the game genre of survivals before, this might be your comeback game. And I think it's worth giving it a shot. It's really not a bad game, especially if you're with friends. It can be really fun. Also, if you're already playing Enshrouded, what's your go-to build? Right now, I'm trying to find a more fun build and a less serious build, so I'm curious what everybody else's go-to or weird combo they have. Drop yours in the comments. Hit the like if you fell off a cliff today, and sub for more videos like this, and a little bit more chaos as well. I have some videos in the work. See you around.